Hey there. Welcome back to my channel. I've had a couple people ask me if I was away for the Thanksgiving holidays, why I've been missing in action. So I thought I'd talk about that just a little bit before we dive into our topic today, which is the dangers of living an incongruous and inauthentic life. The last video that I did for YouTube here was my Monday Night Live with Beth Magnetic. And after I wrapped that live, put away the tripods, me and my family we're putting together a Christmas tree. My stepdaughter was here. Kev had all the Christmas music going, and we were just busily enjoying this little pre holiday tradition. I am not Christian and do not celebrate Christmas, but I do celebrate Germanic midwinter as a nod to my Northern European ancestors and have all kinds of historic decorations that I've inherited from grandmothers and that I've collected at antique stores over the years. So as I was pulling all of the deer and owls and little German candles out of the tissue paper, Kev set up our tree. Then I grabbed the vacuum to clean up the mess on the carpet. Speak of the devil, I kept while I was vacuuming, I started to feel like I couldn't. And that got worse and worse. And we finished decorating and put the vacuum away and put everything away and sat down to watch TV later. And by then I was in full blown anaphylaxis. Did not realize yet that that's what it was. Went to bed, had to have Kevin EpiPen me in the middle of the night and take me to the ER. Um, the hose in the vacuum was cracked all the way open and I didn't know it. So as I was vacuuming, tree flocking was coming into my airway. And I have a known anaphylaxis to latex and silicone. Is it silicone or silicon? I don't know, and I'm too tired to look it up. So happy Thanksgiving to me. We sent all the kids to our ex-spouses' homes, and Kevin sat on the couch very depressingly watching football by himself and eating a turkey sandwich. I didn't get out of bed really until yesterday. So also shout out to all the medically fragile out there who know what it's like to feel that EpiPen go in and not exactly do its job. Terrifying couple of moments there. But they got me good in the hospital, and here I am. While spending the past week laying in bed, staring at the ceiling, I felt strong enough to hold my phone up for a little while and started going through some photos that I had in the cloud that I haven't seen for a long time. And I wanted to share a couple of these with you. If you're new here, my name is Jenny, and this is Life Take Two, where I talk about my escape from Mormon trad wife life. That escape just happened 6 years ago and is I still say kind of a work in progress because it's like turning around the Titanic takes time. If somebody had asked me in the middle of my big Mormon trad wife experience if I was happy, I would have said yes. Yes, I'm so blessed. I have an amazing husband. He takes care of our family. We have a beautiful home. I love being a mom. But I also have 12 diaries full of depression, anxiety, not wanting to be alive. And I always kind of justified those two discrepancies with the fact that Satan was testing me, that evil forces were fighting against my family and my marriage because Satan knew that I was this bright, shining example on the hill for the world and that I was living the gospel. So he wanted to get me. And also, I felt that living a good life meant that I was also sacrificing and that sacrifice would feel terrible. I can say this genuinely, sincerely, and without any type of satire or exaggeration that for the 24 years that I was a married Mormon mom and then my childhood before that, there was not one single day when I felt happy. There would be moments where something happy happened in my day, but I was running on this baseline of just flat numbness that I just thought was life. And I would have always thought that that was just life if I hadn't left the Mormon church and the lying, cheating Mormon returned missionary husband. And then just my kids grew up and moved away from home. They're adults now. So it's mostly me and Kevin. We're empty nesters part of the time. And then we just have two very capable teenagers and then his two children with us part of the time. So my life is dramatically different. I'm not chasing toddlers. I'm not grinding wheat. And I'm not participating in Mormonism, which was a 7-day a week, 24/7 type of endeavor. And interestingly, once I left the church, bit by bit, not all at once, but over the course of first a few little weeks, and then all of a sudden I saw this little spark that I had never felt before. And then a couple of months, and then a year, 2, 3, 6 have gone by, and all of a sudden, even when I have terrible things happen, like ending up in anaphylactic shock in the ER a couple nights before Thanksgiving, I feel happy every day. And it's surprising. So I want to show you 2 pictures here. Uh, this is me when I was, I believe, in the Young Women's presidency. I, at this point, had, all of my children were at various stages in their young lives and living in Utah in a big, beautiful brick house on the hill. You guys, this photo is 10 years ago last month. This is me at age 40. This is 10 years ago today. And all of my photos look like this. This isn't just a bad one. The expression on my face, the bags, the way that my whole entire face is sagging, the pain in my eyes, that smile, it's not a smile. Looking at this picture hurts my heart. And this is not a bad picture of me from that time. This is pretty average. Of course, there's some where I look a little bit happier and I look a little bit perkier, but this is pretty average for me during most of my 30s and 40s. And then I want you to just compare that to me today. I have never had any work done, haven't even had a professional facial, so I want to start right there. This isn't Botox, this isn't filler, this isn't lift, I have good collagen, something. I don't know. I did stop using skincare products 10 years ago. Also, I think that ages our skin, but it's not about that. It's about happiness. And when I smile, I mean it. It's about this glow and this brightness that I hope that you guys see in my videos, and confidence and lack of fear that showed in my face, that showed in my body, that showed in my fingernails, in every freckle on my skin, every hair on my head was actually falling out. I lost all of my hair, even after medical treatment and stuff. When I should have been thriving, I wasn't. This week, I've gone through an entire decade's worth of photos in my cloud. And I wish that I could spend the time to just do like a slideshow for you so that you could see in rapid motion this girl who every inch of her face says, I don't want to be here. I'm existing in fear, in cognitive dissonance. I am not who I'm supposed to be. I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. About waking up every morning next to a man who hated you, who hurt you constantly, who you didn't want to be with, but your church told you that marriage was for eternity, and so you couldn't. Something about being a woman who just simply hates all domestic activity and being at home in general. And honestly, I hated children my whole entire life, but my church and my culture told me that my whole entire purpose in life was to be a wife and mother, and that was what was supposed to bring me joy and purpose and satisfaction. Something about the hopelessness of invisibility and isolation. You can't fake that on your face. And all the money and all of the promises from Heavenly Father and everything that was a benefit of Mormonism and my life and motherhood could not erase or mitigate what it was doing to me. Finally, one day in the middle of church, I had a faith crisis, and it all just came crashing down around me. And I thought it was the end. And it wasn't. And that's actually why I'm called Life Take Two. Because after that crash, here I still am. Except that in a lot of ways, that girl died that day, and she isn't here. Because who I am today, the congruous, authentic, purpose-filled ex-Mormon, ex-trad wife, this Jenny wasn't allowed to exist back then. We cannot live a life of incongruity. That's all. I can't breathe. I gotta go.